join me at the exclusive preview event of the Ford Bronco. And here the local dealer Altair is launching the Ford Bronco, and we're right now just moments away before the Bronco is unveiled. So as you can see on the sides, both the cars are yet to be unveiled. But let's first have a look at the history tunnel. So join me. So let me take you through the history of the Ford Bronco. So first they have given this nameplate here like Ford Bronco Build Untamed. Starting with the 1941 Ford WW2 GP. So this was known as a general purpose vehicle, which was used during the World War II. Then we have the 1951 Ford M151 MUTT. So they had the go anywhere roadability. Then we have the 1966 Ford Bronco. So the first generation Bronco which actually came out. And then in 1969 Ford Bronco wins its first Baja race. And we have the 1973 Bronco. So this is where the first major changes to the whole Bronco design happened, as you can see right there. Then you have the second generation of the Bronco. So this one's actually codenamed the Shorthorn, as you can see right there. Then you have the Bronco 2, which is again like a cousin to the Bronco, and you can see its details right here. Then we have the 1991 Silver Anniversary. So personally, I am a big fan of the Bronco models before the Silver Anniversary one. And from here onwards, there's a more station wagon look for the Bronco. So you have the 1991 Silver Anniversary. Then you have in 1992 the Bronco goes uptown. You have the 5th generation. So this actually ran from 1992 to 1996. Then you have in 1996 the final year of the Bronco. It says goodbye, and ever since then we never had a Bronco, right? Well, in 2004 the Bronco concept was out. So this is actually an inspiration Bronco. Then in 2019, they're back in the design team, they're back in the saddles. They do have a Bronco to show. So Bronco returns to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the legendary 1969 Baja 1000 victory with the Bronco R prototype. This is actually based on the 2021 model, which we will be seeing today.
And the car that we will unveil to you today is the exact car you will see in the sneak peek video we'll play for you right now.
And so finally guys, the Ford Bronco has officially been revealed in the UAE, and what you're seeing behind me are the visuals of that they tested the car in UAE. So the exact cars we're going to see right now are the cars that were used during the shooting of the commercial. How cool is that? So this right here is the EcoBoost V6. It produces 310 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. So this is the the highest engine that you get with the Ford Bronco. Well, the Ford Bronco is available standard in 4-wheel drive across all the variants. There's no 4x2 happening over here. So we have a max tire size of 35 inches with the Bronco 4-door. Then you also have a hydraulic sway bar disconnect for the Bronco 2-door and the Bronco 4-door. on the higher variants. So you do have 11.6 inches of ground clearance, 29.2 degrees of breakover angle, 43.2 degrees approach angle, and a departure angle of 37.2 degrees. Then you also do have available front and rear differential lockers to lock those Dana 44 axles at the front and the rear. Here we have switches for the front lockers, the rear lockers, and for the turn assist. So basically it locks up one wheel so you have a shorter turning radius. And then you have your sway bar disconnect. On the top we have actually 6 auxiliary switches for using extra accessories. Then we have the removable hardtops. So this is the Bronco 2-door. It's the Big Bend. That's the Badlands. So just like the old Bronco, you get these structures right here. Very solid feel there. Compared to the Badlands, you get these bigger slats for the grille. You get a white Bronco badge that runs above the grille. You do have these headlamps, but they're not full LED like the one we have seen on the Bronco Badlands. Then the bumper, again a very chunky bumper. You do have the front tow hooks right here. The wheels we get on the Bronco Big Bend are these 32-inch wheels. So on the higher variants like the Badlands, you will get the 35-inch chunky T-block wheels like we saw on the Bronco 4-door. So this is Ford's latest sync system. So you do have Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto. There's also actually an option to record the trails when you're using GPS app. When you go home, so this is the interface. It's quite smooth to use. I've never used the sync system before, and from the first time of using it, I can tell that it's pretty smooth. And then you have the driver assistance feature and the towing, which can be enabled once the car is switched on, and you can access the owner's manual as well from here. So it does have an owner's manual inbuilt in the car. Here we have the AC controls. You do have chunky dials for the AC controls. Here we have the gear lever for the 10-speed automatic. You also do have a 6-speed manual. So it says over here, built at the Michigan assembly plant. So every Bronco has its exclusiveness with the help of that badge. Here you have some nice rigid handles to hold on while you're off-roading. Then we have our GOAT mode dials over here. So GOAT usually stands for greatest of all time, but in this case it means go over any terrain. So you do have the 2 high, 4 high and 4 low, and also the cruise control for off-roading. So here you can see the window controls and the mirror adjustment controls, because obviously the mirrors on the Bronco are actually attached onto the car even when the doors are off. So that's one of the biggest advantages from the Wrangler. So even when you remove the doors, you can still see what's behind you. Then we can discover the central console box, and it has plenty of storage in it. The Big Bend has fabric seats. So these are the fabric seats. They have a dual tone treatment on them, and they are washable after you take them off-road. Coming to the dashboard. The dashboard is where things get really interesting. The whole design pattern that they've used with this is pretty nice. So if you can notice the AC vents, they're actually quite hidden over here at the edges, and even in the center you have these chunky vents, and they all feel very tough and long lasting. So you can see the AC vents right here. They have this rubber grips on them. Then you have more of the plastic on the top. Then you have Bronco written over here on the dash. And here in the top, for the Big Bend, you only have these 3 buttons. So you have the hazard light, the turn assist, and the traction control off. Coming to the top, we do have a sunglass holder right here. Then you do have both the lights for the driver and the passenger. And these are the sun blinds, as you can see. And both of them do have mirrors with lights. So the seats, how comfortable are they? Well, actually in a comfortable driving position, the seats do feel really good. You have your cruise control settings on this side. You have all the controls for the center screen over here. So right now I'm seated in the rear seat of the Ford Bronco, and I'm actually sitting fairly comfortable over here. Legroom is quite adequate. Headroom, well in this case the roof is off, so it's infinity. Another thing if you notice about the roof is that unlike the Wrangler, you don't have a beam that runs over here blocking your view outside. So once the roofs are removed, it's basically an entire open air experience. There's no beam hindering your view like the Wrangler. They do feel really comfortable. You get the same fabric seats for the big Ben. And on top you do have lights, reading lights which project outwards. And now let's cover the boot. Notice the tail lights, well, they're not LED like the Bronco 4-door or the higher variants. You do have this halogen headlamp setup that goes on the back. And the reverse camera is still present over here. The wheels are also slightly different, the whole different wheel arrangement that we have. And the bumpers are again chunky bumpers. You do get this Bronco logo over here. And then let's open the boot on this one. So this is the tailgate. You just open this like this. So all of them do have these hydraulic extensions. This is the boot. It's quite spacious. But yeah, once you fold down the second row seats, you will get that entire boot space like the Ford Bronco 4-door. So I'm right now in the rear seats of the Ford Bronco. This is the 4-door. And it's actually very roomy in here. You can see these hardtops up here. See, it is this two-piece mechanism just like the Wrangler. So let's just open this completely. It has hydraulic struts. So this is the boot. This is where you can store all your equipment when you're going in the 4-door Bronco. And let's actually discover the boot. So right now you have this huge bag over here. But apart from that, you can see that these boot floors are actually made of plastic. So you know they're extremely durable. They can be used to keep your muddy boots after off-roading. Then you can see the roll cage right here. You do have your 12-volt charging socket over here with this fancy lid, and you also do have lights which light up when you open the tailgate. And then you can also see the speaker extension over here at the rear, and the points over here to secure things safely. And then you also have your bottle opener right there. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and comment down below which car you would like to see next. Once again, stay safe, have a great day, and goodbye.